Now I suspect this may be the last one of these that I do. But then again, I've suspected that every time, which is why, to my great chagrin, I keep deleting the bloody template for the thumbnails. I knew it'd happen, is the thing, because Azwell's kind of... I don't remember much about his story specifically, other than he's just kind of a fun, campy villain. So I had an inkling I'd do him at some point. Even though we're not really going to see the actual arc of his story, because that's off in a different mode that I'm not going to be covering, because it's just too much. It's sort of... It's like the Weapon Master mode from 2, it would take too long, like it's a whole campaign. I'm still wondering if I'm even going to do the main story, and that's easily going to be quicker, but talking of things being quicker, let's just get into this. Look at him with his eyes, looking at your interim reports. Yeah, this one's sort of framed differently. It's not the normal narrator. It's stylized so as to be about it. From the he's another secret society bloke. He's the one good thing to have come out of that whole edition. He's had broad knowledge of a martial art.
He contributes greatly to our group, including his research on ecological theory and artifacts, particularly those who've lost their humanity. In recognition of his deeds,
good to know.
He was rewarded with a seat among the 12. The organization.
He's been made one of the numbers.
Currently, the subject is
when you've gotten into the numbers, that's how you know you've made it. When they bother to count how many of you there are.
This ends the report.
He's got some little potions on his belt. We don't know what those are for. He's got what seems to be a little skull. The potions are for making the skull better. He can apply. God, he's well designed though.
The evil seed was caused by what is known as the cursed sword, the yin to the yang of the spirit sword, the symbol of the Azwell organization. The fragment of the cursed sword, gathered by intelligence, emitted a wavelength similar to the one observed.
The evil pillar of light came from the evil thing is maybe less of a mind-blowing revelation.
Who deplore the human race emit the same
Oh no.
as the cursed sword.
It's probably all the sword that people want a lot. The evil seed. Evil seed makes fiends, and my eyebrows just absolutely go. Oh, I'm a bit sad this time, but I'm still gurning.
Disgraceful, isn't it?
It is.
It is a bit of a shame.
Still, that abominable evil seed has sparked an idea in my mind. But let's leave that aside for the
It's really bad. Let's tamper with it. But now I'm gonna do science for you to stop Soul Edge. But I mean, evidently it didn't work because there's a whole like 5 games worth of continuity that at least that happens after this. So we know it doesn't happen. We know it doesn't happen for you. Surveillance Mission Interim Report 2. It didn't happen for him. But Nightmare is going to die of us, hopefully, is the plan. How many of these are actually fights? I think most of them were. Although the other thing is we don't get soul gauge for nothing. Fucking fuck.
I've created a prototype of a device that will be the key.
I thought he said I created a prototype of a device that will be the key to freezing the human race.
It's no mere glove.
It's a cold glove.
Fragments of the spirit sword and the cursed sword.
He's using wavelength to duplicate swords.
To unleash a power capable of annihilating the fiends.
He's like, I'm going to use the power of both to do machinations.
I'm using but replicas of fragments from the cursed and spirit swords. I have
Wait,
not
replicas of
violated
fragments?
the organization's cause as espoused by the oath. Death to outsiders. they who reject humanity, and to those who would wreak havoc with their power. On to the testing!
Okay.
First, let's go outside and see
Okay,
what
we're
this
about to have a
device can
fight.
do.
We're about to have a fight with my science weapons. Let's see what they do. Hoo 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 hoo. You are possessed by a sword, so I must stop you. I've been bringing you in, specifically.
Let the experience begin.
Don't yell experience. Right. He works in kind of an interesting way. But there's some very fun things that I can't show in his story because they require the gauge that we don't have for plot reasons. It says at the bottom even, look, it says... But the gauge continues to go up. So who's even to fuck? Frankly, I'll spin round in circles though. I can make all sorts with the technology that I've done. Well, I can dive. I can make you... I can make you though, probably, can I not? Alright. Thwip. I can do funny thwip, I can teleport, I can smash your entire armour off. I bet you don't even know who the prod is. Hmm? Have you investigated the nature of the... Oh, you're not the one doing the report, are you? You're just some random schmuck who I've pierced for science. I don't know where I'm going. And I think that's a bit of a shame. Woof. Boo! Bet you didn't know this was research, did you? Look at all the... That accomplished nothing. That removed your trousers. I often do those things in succession, just manage nothing and then take clothes off of you. It's the most important combination of actions! Oh, it says no soul charge, but that's like, I can still do critical edge. I just can't go ultra mode. Okay, well that still prohibits me from doing a lot of the fun stuff. But I can advance the crime gauge, at least. Alright? So that's an accomplishment you should applaud me for. That gauge has been positively stagnant before now.
Everything seems to have worked perfectly. However, more power is needed to produce the key.
Key to freezing.
Key.
I'm really sad that you've asked a question.
My plan to save the human race, of course.
Save the human
This
race.
glove will produce it.
Using my
But
lovely glove.
alas, that
The moment is not
now.
now. I must
I need
increase
to
its
find a way
output
to
further.
increase its output.
I do have
Ideally,
a
I
mark
would
on my
create a
forehead
wavelength close to
that
that of
seems
the
to
evil
glow.
seed, but using fiends like those we encounter does not generate enough power. But
You're
no
gonna
matter.
do the evil
We'll
seed
worry
again.
about the methods later. That
Here's
is
a thing I
why
really
I
hate.
think it's
I
time
don't
you knew
remember.
about my plan to save humanity. It is no
It's
doubt
the
been on your
it's the
mind,
infuriating
correct?
thing about like the fact that the end of his story in this game is elsewhere in the game is that I don't remember what most of this means. And he probably explains it in the other mode. But I don't know, he's created a replica fragment of the... So it's, So he's not used a fragment to create the replica, he's created a replica of the fragment, has he? I'm not sure what's... There's wheels within wheels, there's recursive...
In the process,
Your eyes are
let's
uneven.
commence the field test and
In the
rid ourselves
process.
of some filth. We shall go investigate the dimensional rift, the astral fissure that was
Astral
discovered.
fissures were a thing in the other mode.
According to the report, the astral fissure produces fiends similar to the ones we all know and despise, but that are even stronger.
Specific enemy encounters
If
for
I
the
just
other mode.
sit around here twiddling my thumbs,
While you twiddle
precious
your
human
thumbs, an
brethren
entire
in the
game is
surrounding
being born
area
under your
may be
noses.
transformed into filthy fiends.
It's not like a
Onward to the
controlled
astral fissure
Skeleton
to
Wednesday,
investigate
bear in mind.
and
Skeleton
to
Wednesday,
exterminate.
is your plan Skeleton Wednesday? If you're doing another evil seed,
This is most promising.
is it like, are you doing a Skeleton Wednesday? I know you interact with Raphael at the end of his story. Are you like, do you incept the idea for him eventually? It's like, one day you might be a vampire, and when that time comes, I hope you'll consider doing science like me. But for now, they rule the area. I will deal with them in a shockingly extreme manner. Oh, I think this is the scene I was thinking of.
If you maggots want to pass through here in one piece, give us everything you got. Well, what's that?
I've not done anything yet.
Concerns me. They still deserve love. I shall accept the love they have to give.
On the condition that they stop saying "yeah" quite so much. You've not really changed your voice. Otherwise, I don't feel like you're not doing pirates particularly. I don't know what you're going for by like. I feel like if you write it as "yeah" in the subtitle, you should be going out of your way to do a pirate voice. And you have not, sir. Not that I can hear anyway, maybe I'm wrong. I hope I'm wrong. I would be, frankly, disgusted to know that all has transpired as I believe it did. I would be so utterly filled with vehement wrath that I don't think anyone would ever exist again. I leapt at you. Does that make you cry? Go on. Shave your back off for the human race. You're a ruffian! You're a ruffian with a halberd. Ugh. At least you had the foresight not to bring a trident, because you know that I wouldn't care. Although this guy would probably care that you had a trident. He's very enthusiastic about everything. That's sort of his I tried him out in the arcade mode because, you know, I need somewhere to test out on live opponents now that survival mode's no longer in the thing. Whoop, twiddle. And some of his victory lines last longer than the victory screen. And apparently longer than the lines that are actually subtitled as well, if I heard correctly. Like, he's very much that kind of character. He does like the sound of his own voice. Or maybe just has a lot to humanity is his special interest. Put it that way, and you know... I'm sure 0 out of 12. 0 out of 12 for that, so you've not got enough sword points. Alright, piss. No, don't piss actually. Do something else. Do another thing that's different from pissing. Right, I don't have kick moves. His kick moves are how I do some stances instead. And so instead of kicking in the reversal edge scenario, he just disappears. Right, but what if... You've got the ghost arm of someone else entirely, I wouldn't have you point out. I don't know what's... You very much designed that within mind of a different man's arm.
Ah, forgive us! What you trying to do? You're crazy is what you are!
Oh dear.
It just
Why
doesn't
is your tail
fit
between your legs
at all.
all of a sudden? Well,
That's where I keep it when I'm not using it.
Your bluster and limited vocabulary was so precious.
Please, it's as you said. Forgive me. I'll do anything.
It's as you said!
Will you now?
Oh no.
In that case, how about you all fight each other to the death right now? The
Yeah,
victor goes
this is
free.
the bit. This is the bit that I remember.
You refuse, you die. So take up your
It's
weapons
just
and
such
use
a
them to kill your
fucking
beloved friend.
effective
Life
villain
depends
moment.
on it.
And take our word for it, he has done so. He's loving it. Ah, the implication, so artful.
I did it. I did it.
Wonderful, marvelous, what a splendid drama-filled performance.
Well?
I've unhinged my jaw about it.
First, illuminate me. What were the names of those you just fought and your relation to them? Don't test my patience.
The one collapsed right there is John. Known him since our group started.
Oh my! And who's that over there?
He's me younger brother, and I...
Such a fine expression! Finally, you realize what you have done! Do continue and be quick about it. Oh, what is the matter? Tell me how you feel! Lament to me!
It's entirely the wrong kind of therapist.
Well, fair enough. You put on a spectacular performance, so it would be unkind of me to be angry. Why so furious? Do not misunderstand my intentions. I adore the human race.
Oh,
Indeed,
clearly.
to me, humans are worthy of love like no other. The way they are always
That's
so
certainly like no other love I've ever
seen.
seen.
Joy and despair, love and hate, reason and emotion. It gives me the strength to forge on. And so, I must give them my all in return. Be a shining ray of light that saves them. Let's proceed.
Now you fight him to the death!
Estimates are correct. The astral fissure is the foundation of that shining ray of light.
He's just a very good villain. I mean, it's undoubtedly been done. I mean, a lot of evil scientist types work sort of the same way, but he's just got subtleties to him that I've not seen elsewhere. And he just sticks out in my memory, and also he's got long hair and a fun beard. And he's just sort of Jafar looking, and generally just very good design. Like, the original characters aren't designed all that badly. Like, the ones where they've not, like, overcomplicated an existing design are actually pretty good. You can sort of tell who was, like, made specifically for this. 100% certain. I will ascertain you right now. Where are we now? Today.
So
We're in
this is
purple.
The astral fissure? Glorious! Que grande!
It's very grande.
Its wavelength and output seem to match the evil seeds.
Definitely evil
I can safely
fissures.
conjecture that this is
I
the
would
cause
know.
of the
I've got the
increased
eyeball
filth in the
amulet. They
area.
only give that to the one who
While I
knows.
do need to consider their extermination, for now I'll try to enhance my device.
Enhance the devising. Did you just jam it into a rift in space? What happened there?
Saying that the astral fissure would be filled with powerful waves. This explains the filth appearing. How deplorable.
It's just as well, really, that they've not, like, got an animated cutscene of any kind.
Abominations.
Because then you don't have to actually show how he does any of this. It's the perfect time to bring scientists into the fray. Really, if you think about it. I'll hack into your mainframe, though. There's a big evil... There's big evil rift, and you're still not letting me do fun. They should have let you do it at the end, just as a little treat. Surely. It just seems like you should like, what is this if not an opportunity to familiarise yourself with the full tool set? And I did little... I don't know what's... Oh, I do sort of have kicks I can do. I can, if I press it again when I'm in the stance. I didn't bother before, because I just assumed it was impossible, but I can do that. I can do it if I want. Stop being a berserker. If you can manage it. I realise it's not for everyone, stopping being a berserker. But, if you could, I'd be happy. Well, now you see, when it's your turn to eat porridge, you will understand my woes. I'll have given you the woe translation device. I made that as well. It's a literal empathy tool for you to know What plagues me so in the brain of my mind? My mind has its own brain, I'm that smart. Oh, I wanted to get you. I wanted to get you quite much. Oh, fuck. You just fucked me away. You fucked me away into Nightmare City. I will never know why. I will never know why. It's not the... It's not Prague o'clock yet. It's the exact time that it always is in Prague. Prague exists in a state of temporal dislocation ever since the incident which took away my brain, which has another mind inside it, which is why I conduct the orchestra now. The time is blades. Prague for you!
Excellently done.
Round of applause for the man we just sent to Prague. Anyway, back to thrusting my fists into the gap in the worlds. Is that how they explain Geralt turning up? Actually, like, interdimensional travel is a thing in the Witcher universe, isn't it?
Along with any monsters who pose a threat to the human race.
Don't threaten the human race.
What annoys me most is that they dare resemble my beloved humans. Such blasphemy. My experiments and observations on the filth have concluded. All that remains is to eradicate them.
There we are. Soundly
It's time to
accomplished.
enhance the device.
Now you're enhancing the device.
Oh my!
Oh, were you interrupted before? Ah, the purple's gone. You drained all the purple into your gloves. Oh my.
See?
Do you see?
The fragment's waves and its output have increased. What's more, the astral fissure is gone. Is this assimilation? Absorption? Interesting. This is a remarkable
discovery. My falsified fragment replicas have sucked the portal away. The fragment?
It's shattered. The replica must have been too weak to handle the increase in
Ah, this is what's going to drive him to get actual
It has
ones.
to be the genuine article or nothing.
You see, the science ones didn't do it, so now I've got to get actual evil swords, and that's going to be the driving conflict bit that makes him go out and stop. Haven't you, really? The final report. Secretly attempting to get his hands on both the fragment of the cursed sword obtained by intelligence, as well as the spirit sword fragment. He's going to steal them both, and is going to do so 2 days from noon at now. We will kill him when he does it. And they're all in this cold place.
The organization must be on high alert by now. They've been fooled by your false reports, and they worship the replica spirit sword fragment. Even though
He's
the two
tricked
fragments
them.
have been recovered.
He's tricked them about it with a false report.
Think
Hello?
controlled like puppets.
My, what a
Who?
pleasure this is! The leader of intelligence himself.
It's
coming
the
to say
leader of
goodbye.
intelligence.
You got here quicker
And
than
his
I
lovely
anticipated.
hat.
Well
And his...
done.
He's wearing a snake as a scarf?
Organization, huh?
Or a scarf as a snake, maybe. The Overseer?
What have you done?
What have you done to the Overseer?
Him? Well, I realized I was being observed, but when I asked him to stop, he refused.
You know what? I do appreciate that he did ask him to just pack it in. You know, that's...
His life is not in danger.
He's not unreasonable. He did, you know, this was a genuinely unwanted outcome. It's just like, you know,
Killing a beloved
go on.
Regardless, you really didn't
It's effort to brainwash people, or whatever the fuck you did. Did he say it in the subtitles? I wasn't looking away slightly.
Receiving written reports from your observer.
An evil apostate
fuck.
such as you could never save the human race.
Your words cut me deep. I have a vision, a plan to save humanity.
a lovely vision.
Which I'm attempting to put into effect.
'Tis the price of progress. I'm sure you've never heard that before.
The evil seed was imperfect, for it was released merely as a result of the cursed sword. But by combining the powers of the spirit sword and the cursed sword, the evil seed can achieve perfection. When that happens,
That seems
the
like
world will be
something
rid of
that
fiends,
will help
elevating
us.
humanity to its rightful place and freeing them from their twisted fate.
Elaborate on what that means at all, please?
A fragment of the spirit
No, you're not going to. We're just proceeding.
My research has laid the foundation for the model to produce a
The
perfect
ultimate
ecosystem.
seed. I'm going to make the best tree in the world, and its branches will save humanity.
I sympathize with your cause,
I'll smack you with
and I
them
have
and you'll
learned
turn
much about the
brilliant.
spirit in cursed swords, but it is that cause which shackles me. My research
no.
has concluded, and with my plan to save humanity complete, you have all become shackles about my legs.
I can see there is no reason.
I choose to believe he meant shackles with regards to his legs. Shackles that were made to commemorate his legs.
Grow sword master, but you can't
They just looked at his calves and were like, well, damn, we've got to make some chains about these.
Coming here personally, allow me to show you what happens when you combine the spirit and cursed sword.
Ah, you're the field test now, Hats MacGruber. What was your actual name? Osborn. Norman Osborn, the Green Goblin. The last bastion of secret orders. I'm gonna throw you into the bones of King Arthur. And then I can finally have my breakfast like a normal man. And even now, I can't. Like, this, you've perfected the fragments. It would be a perfect opportunity to be like, well, now you can have soul charge. You're allowed it now, because you perfected your art. Your arcane sorcery blades. Wouldn't that be nice? But no, they said fuck. They said fuck at your birthday party, and now nobody has any money anymore. Who knew that was all it took to just cause a complete and total recession? The complete collapse is brought about by fuck birthdays. I mean, we all knew that. I think the only question in anyone's mind was what exactly that meant, because it could mean a few things. Oh, he wasn't fooled when I disappeared. Will he be this time? Yes, you idiot. I can vanish completely. Of course, because that works on a sort of rock, paper, scissors relationship, he's essentially missing the scissors. So it's... He's a weird one! He's a weird one, and I shouted at him for it. Doop, no. Doop, no. Alright? Doop. Doop. It's time to stop hitting me and time to get injured instead. Did you know that every time is actually different than before? I don't know why I even bother with grapes at this stage, because it's the one type of fruit you never accept from me. You know, I'll admit I should have learned by now. I think it's a shame that I haven't done. In all honesty, I can fall from the sky. Leave me alone, mostly. He didn't even leave me alone partially. And I think that's not great of him. Fuck. I've really not done a very good job at all in the last act. I'm gonna do better, I hope. But it's dependent on me doing better, which is not gonna happen. So, if it happens, it will, but it won't. Even if it does. It's about to not. It's about to not here at the last second. He knew when he put that hat on that he was gonna win! One of these days, I'm gonna hit you in a way that counts towards my bowling tournament record. Alright? When I injure you next, it will count as bowling. Yours is not to question why, yours is only to reach the sky. Okay, get up there. Surely you've made a ladder big enough by now. I've given you weeks. Oh, you've been inordinately vague as to what constitutes the sky. Fuck you. It's easy to be the person who points out that I've been extremely unreasonable. I do need to win, you are aware. Yeah, it's a necessary component of this whole process. It's gonna have to happen sooner or later. No, it's not. That's not gonna work. Is this? I've teleported sideways. I can do. Look. Okay, now we're getting somewhere. Now is Thwip, right? Attack. Now it's Thwip and attack. Oh god! Okay. Alright, we got one locked in finally. Nobody plants petunias like that. I can say that much with my funny floating little, what are they called, stoles? Just floating bits of cloth around myself. I suppose it's sort of the least odd thing I've made float today, but, you know, it's the only thing that's not a fragment of a sword that may or may not be real. I think it is definitively real at this stage. How'd you go about duplicating bits of legendary blades? I mean, evidently not very successfully, because it didn't work in the end. But, like, how did you come that close? At the very least, you copied its turn into things ability, which is remarkable in and of itself. Did you just make ordinary swords and make them look a bit like it? Did you think, like, if I can sell the deception, if I can will it into the universe, maybe it'll agree with me? Sweat your legs out from under you! How does that make you feel, knowing that the man is weak? Go home. Go home and fuck. You prick. Do something else. Have a pineapple flavoured drink. Have a seizure. Just anything. I should probably not will you to have a seizure. Because that sort of just becomes very dark by nature of its sheer specificity. So like, I don't know that I will stand behind that. But oh, and again! Yes! This time we succeed with our shirt off. Some of you were looking forward to seeing me succeed with my shirt on, but fuck those people. I will succeed with as many clothes, or as few clothes, as I'm reliably informed that the server is unavailable. Thank you for fucking ruining that for me. We're just getting in the way of the shot. Who's questioning me? Oh, you're questioning him. Intriguing.
You were the only betrayer.
It does seem unlikely that I could have accomplished all of this myself.
Miserable swine!
The swine's a bit miserable. Am I killing you? Or are you killing him more?
Let's leave it at that.
Oh, you're killing him more.
All your pursuers have been taken care of.
You're just stabbing a corpse a fair bit. Well done. You've succeeded. Oh, fucking hell, we're big and purple in the background of ourselves.
The implementation phase. My beloved human darlings, I shall
He is
show
the
you a
actionable
shining ray of
darling.
light that will free you all from suffering and sorrow.
In an as of yet unspecified manner. It's really bothering. The thing is, I don't know that he does explain it for definite, so I don't even know if there is a payoff for that, or he's just sort of assuming it'll work. Will you stop? So I do just want an opportunity to demonstrate his fun gauge stuff.
Azwell, time to save the human race.
So it's time to save the human race, and we might as well save it from this fella. Mightn't we not? Well, his sword floated off. Is it just going to continue floating around you? Yeah, Inferno's just sort of a slightly stronger nightmare in this one. And I guess we'll fight you on your home turf just to prove that I'm as good at floating around in the infinite chaos as you are at being a skeleton doing it. So let's get on with ending it in all this.
Your odor turns my stomach.
We're not fond of him because he's not human. That's not very human of you, being skeletons about me. You've gone too, Wednesday. I will need to get the appropriate number of coins in order to do this, but we've got 3 rounds at least. And that's assuming we win all of them, which is not guaranteed by any means with a very powerful skeleton what we're fighting. But on the off chance that all does not go to plan, or goes to plan too quickly rather, which is, I guess by definition, not the plan. So, why do I do this to myself where I just overthink the only statements that I make that actually make sense? I never question anything that's clearly meaningless. What is my boneyard brief this time? Let's become the myriad secrets of weasels. Aha! Yes, I'm too powerful now for you. I didn't get to do the. Could you kill me, sir? I didn't get to do the big thing. The grand finale. Well, do me in then. The lengths I have to go to and twiddle around just to show you what it means to carve a stoat into your name. It's still not enough. It's not enough to do the specific thing. Come on, I need more gauge. Can I hey, that put me in mind of a properness. Right. Now I'll get to do it. That wasn't it. None of that was it. Oh, for fuck! I don't believe in you, or your father, or your father's father, or his skeleton. All right, I know the bones that started it all. Oh, maybe I need both gauges up to do the thing I'm thinking of. I've broken one of your spiritual walls. How does that make you feel? Do you realise now the folly of having a spiritual wall where I can break it? May you think more carefully on it in the future. Oof. Oof. Oh, are we going? Are you? You don't seem over keen to be the one in the biscuit tin tonight. Right, now. First and foremost, and then second and foremost. You are going to make me shit on a grave. Right, this is the last time I'll ask, genuinely. And then it's just not worth it anymore. If you care, you can look it up yourself elsewhere. But don't do all of this while I'm giving you your last chance. It's not genuinely a Picasso. It's a different painter entirely that we've forgotten about largely. I don't blame you, because we'd forgotten about who it actually was, and so you only knowing Picasso really could easily have decided it would be someone else. Or that it wasn't someone else other than Picasso, because the point was that you... Look, the video, in an ideal world, the video would be over. Alright, you're just making me talk more at this stage. Thank you for watching. Dare I fucking hope that you will now do the thing I want. There we are. Okay, so on this note, we do so end. The last of the sort of miscellaneous assorted Soul Calibur 6 stories. It was important that we see a shiny man. Oh, he's very happy. Oh, there he goes.
And with this, I am another step closer to becoming its savior.
Yeah, he's gonna be like that for a while. Maybe just come back later. Bye for now.